to the rostrum, please. James Rich, could you come forward, please? Okay, now that we've got that sorted, let's wait a few moments for those that are outside enjoying their cigarettes, and they'll come in and join us so we can move on to the second half of the rewards for this evening. Candice, everybody in from outside there? Everybody with us? I was asked when I went and walked across that side of the room and spoke to a couple of people, and lovely to have, sometimes you get yourself into trouble when you mention names, but trouble's not the first time. Lovely to talk to Debbie Dick, and lovely to have the Beshards and Jane and Paul Gadsby and Beth here as well with us, and Mick and Cheryl, and it's just wonderful. Have a lot of all the Gold Circle people. Bill's with us, Stephen Marshall. Wonderful to come around and chat to everybody. Excuse me if I've missed a few names, but Michael and Werner Roberts, where are they? Lovely to have them with us as well. Delia said we cannot go on unless she's got a glass of red wine. And why not? The next category is the Broodmare of the Year. And before we do that, I was asked by somebody at the table that I'm sitting at, and they'll remain nameless, can we ask everybody that's in this room if they can show by a round of applause if they're enjoying their evening? I think that answered the question. Broodmare of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Lambert is not the Broodmare of the Year, nor the Stallion of the Year. But Bill is going to present this award, Gold Circle's ambassador, a good friend, colleague, racing, I can't think of any other words, just a wonderful man. Come up, Bill. Stephen's going to help you up. A round of applause for Bill Lambert. Whenever you go to the races and you show, often you take your ticket out and you say to Bill, we've taken a double, starts to shake, and he says, well, tell us about it. You say, oh, there's the ticket, Bill, the first leg's in. He says, wonderful. He says, the second leg, I said, it hasn't run yet, and I stand to win $5,000. He says, don't tell me, I get too nervous. Lovely to have Bill on stage. Let's go. Broodmare of the Year. There are no nominees, so have a look at the monitors. Your champion broodmare for 2019 is Wild Kemper. She's an American imported daughter of horse chestnut. She was only produced two foals, and her last foal was Camphoratus. So let's call up Jane Thomas to come and receive the award on behalf of the team that are responsible for Wild Kemper. Jane, we told you that you'd get used to these stairs. Broodmare of the Year for 2019 is Wild Kemper. There we go. Thank you. The next award is for Stallion Prospect of the Year, and I'd like to call up Bruce LaRue to please come out and hand the award. And Bruce is going to join Delia, and let's tell you a little bit about the Stallion Prospect of the Year. He is the sire of Brandina. 4 stakes places at Kenilworth and Fairview, 3 wins in total. It was a buyback by Piemonte Stud. He's had 8 winners in his first season from 28 runners. 8 winners in his first season from 28 runners. The Stallion Prospect of the Year, this year, goes to Cape Town Noir. Summerhill Stud, please come up. These photos are going to be on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook before the night is over. Wonderful Team Summerhill. Lovely to have them, some of the team on stage. Cape Town Noir will always hold a very, very special place in Candice and I's heart. Summerhill Stud, Hertford House, you know why. A month ago, it was a very special day celebrated at the Hertford House, and thank you very much to Mick and Cheryl for your hospitality, and thank you very much. Let's move along then, and let's talk about the Stallion of the Year. And this award is sponsored by the Thoroughbred Breeders Association, and thanks to them. And I've made a little mistake. Paolo, are you able to show that slide for me? No time like the present. Sponsors. My mistake. Let's talk about the sponsors. And I'm going to list them because without the sponsors, this evening couldn't be as wonderful as it is. So let's go. It's the Equine Group, Odds On Colours, Equifeeds, Choice Carriers, Hollywood Bets, Gold Circle, Epole Horse Feeds. I can't, my eyesight's not, the Thoroughbred Breeders Association, Summerhill Stud, Grace Stables, High Eagle Stud, and Candice Lenferner Photography. A round of applause for our sponsors. Thank you very much. We now move on. We call up Warwick Render. Warwick, please join us on stage. TBA have sponsored this wonderful award, Stallion of the Year, and unfortunately he is not with us anymore as the Stallion of the Year, and a huge loss to the breeding industry. But ladies and gentlemen, your Stallion of the Year for 2019 is the late Crusade. Clifton Stud to please come up on stage. Peter and Jenny join us again. Thank you very much. Round of applause for Peter and the other Jenny. Lovely to have Winnie with us. Thank you, Winnie. Winnie with Peter. Stallion of the Year, the late Crusade. Well done, Winnie. Thank you very much. Thank you, Pete. Yeah, it's all right. Warwick, you are done for now. Thank you. But don't go too far. But go and have another tug on your beer. I'll give him a chance to have another sip of his beer before I call him back. Special Lifetime Achievement Award. That's where we're going to now. Special, I will say it slowly so we can understand the magnitude of this award. Special Lifetime Achievement Award. Warwick Render is going to do the honours. So Warwick, if you've had a sip of your beer, please come back. And it was Delia that said, just make sure he goes all the way, then call him back. Let's welcome Warwick Render back on stage. And I'm going to hand the microphone, or hand the podium over to Warwick, and he's going to say a few words and announce who the Lifetime Achievement Award goes to. Thank you.
I'm going to do this a little differently. We normally have a long story and try and work out who the person is. The winner of this award tonight, Bruce LaRue. Now we know who the winner of the award is. It is important to just dwell here a bit longer, to fully appreciate the significance of this particular award. All of the special awards are the pinnacle of the annual KZN Breeders' Awards. But as Bruce and others have shown over the years, you can win Horse of the Year, Breeding Achievement, and the others more than once. This award, however, is a once-off recognition from your peers for a lifetime of achievement in this industry. A fact that is perhaps highlighted by taking a look at some of the past winners. We are talking about people who have been phenomenally influential in the success and strength of breeding, not only in KZN, but in this country. Past examples, Mick Goss, Anton Proctor, Alan Sutherland, the Scott brothers, George Rolls, and Chris Saunders. Bruce, I must just add here that this list also emphasizes above all else that you're definitely getting old. In all seriousness, there is no doubt that Bruce belongs in this esteemed company for what he has achieved in and contributed to breeding. In fact, I do not believe for a minute that there is any one individual in our entire industry who is more universally respected and liked than Bruce LaRue. Whether that be by the most humble groom to the most successful and biggest owners, trainers, and fellow breeders, Bruce possesses the unique ability to interact with all at their level and be completely at ease with them. These attributes, along with his calm and strong character, have always seen him serve with distinction on various committees and councils, both regional and national. Having been born in Cockstead a very long time ago, Bruce grew up and was schooled right here in the Midlands. As a school leaver, he spent time in Texas, working with quarter horses and cattle, and this planted the seed for a passion for horses. On his return to South Africa, he spent a brief spell working for F&F Building Supplies, but working in a hardware store was not for him. So on the advice of John Slade, in 1983, he went to work for Sheila and Derek Southey at the Valley Stud. A year or so later, he was offered a job back in the Midlands as a manager at Rondebosch for Pip and Penny Davies. There he bred his first foal, who named for his father-in-law was called Our Boy David. True to form, he turned out to be a 10-time winner. I guess you could say the die had been cast. After 4 successful years at Rondebosch, Bruce took the major step of leaving to establish his own timber business in Greytown and Escort. But horses were never far from his heart. So in 89, Spring Valley was started on a small property at Willow Grange. And there the real story began, with him breeding a few mares and pinhooking a couple of weanlings. This property quickly produced top-class filly the Blonde and his first Group 1 winner in Discreet Fantasy. In 1998, Spring Valley relocated to its current position at Hawthorne Hill, the old training centre of Basil Cooper. There, Bruce grew the stud into a fully commercial operation, and the success continued to flow. Bruce continued to show his prowess as a breeder of some distinction by regularly producing top horses by what were regarded as unfashionable sires, with the pinnacle being more Group 1 successes, with siblings Buy and Sell and Count the Money, along with victory in the most sought-after prize of them all, the Durban July with Dunford. Bruce's great success has always been attributed to an outstanding eye for a horse, great horsemanship, and good farming practices. These factors combined have allowed him to enjoy this success without having vast capital backing and without using funding from others, an overall testament to a great breeder at every level. Like all good breeders, there have been the complete misjudgments. The absolute cracker who he swore was going to be the next great horse he bred, but who in the end battled to cross the finish line before the winner was being interviewed. One prime example was a filly called Little Blue Riding Hood. If she couldn't run, Bruce was going to eat his hat. Well, he needed a new hat. But, as is the case in breeding, there were just as many of those who were not expected to amount to much, who turned into stars. Over the years, like any self-respecting breeder would appreciate, there have been a fair few beers and a couple of brandy and cokes consumed. On occasion, these to help ease the pain of a loss or tragedy that are inevitable, an inevitable part of breeding. But fortunately, there have been a whole heap more to go with the joy and celebration of the victories, good sales, and great friendships Spring Valley has enjoyed. As Bruce once said to me, there are few things in life that can throw you the disappointments and the highs of breeding. Through it all, Bruce has always remained a gentleman, a man of honesty and integrity, a friend to many, and all round just a nice guy. But above all else, he has always held his family foremost in all that he has done. And I know that they, in turn, are so proud of him and his achievements. Bruce, thank you for what you have done in breeding in KZN. Long may it continue. Congrats.
Well done, Bruce. Thanks, Warwick. Wonderful words. Yeah, wonderful words for a wonderful man, no doubt. We have a rather emotional wife on stage. And why not? Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen, to the Breeders' Achievement Award. I'd like to call upon Tabani Nzamande and Chantal McCabe to please come up on stage to assist with the presentation for the Breeders' Achievement Award which is sponsored by Summerhill Stud. Before we announce the winner, let's give you some statistics, because they're rather impressive. As of the 11th of December, this stud, stroke person, has produced 997 winners. 2,907 places. A career stakes earning of over 79 million rand, and almost 2 million rand for the current season. 26 wins from 46 runners. Average earnings per runner, 82,000 South African rand. The winner of the Breeders' Achievement Award goes to Greystone Stud, St. John Grey. Call upon Kathy Martin and Jono, or Jono, come up Jono, why not? Kathy, Jono joined Kathy. Of course, St. John Grey and Hadlow Stud, of course we know that these horses are raised and looked after by Jono and Kathy. Hadlow Stud, Greystone Stud work very closely together, and this is a wonderful award, the Breeders' Achievement Award, which goes to Greystone Stud, St. John Grey. Lovely. Thank you very much, Chantal Tabani. Thank you very much. Wonderful. A round of applause for the winners and for Summerhill Stud for their sponsorship of this award. Thank you very much. We're in the home straight with just a couple of 100 meters left to go, with 2 awards, if my script is correct, that are left. You got 2 awards left? You happy? Yeah. Okay. The leading breeder of the year. Leading breeder of the year. These people, these wonderful people, we've heard it time and time again about the people from the farm, and we love to hear about it, because when they excel, you have to acknowledge the people. Breeders of Africa Rising, Taking the Peace, Running Brave, and they also raised Spirit of the Groove. Where's Kathy? Thank you. Kathy Martin's going to present this award for the leading breeders of the year. Again, it goes to Summerhill Stud. We'd ask the Summerhill team, all of you, as many as possible, to come up on stage, receive your award for the leading breeder of the year, Summerhill Stud. Mick, Cheryl, the whole team. There's plenty of space. We'll make space. Leading Breeders of the Year 2019. Summerhill Stud. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, team. Thank you very much. Mick, don't you run away. We'd be remiss if we didn't have a few words from Mick. Thank you, Team Summerhill.
embarrassed tonight. I think since 2004, this was our worst year. But chaps, I just have to say this to you. It's a privilege to be one of you. It always has been. It's a wonderful achievement this evening that we're all together, that we're celebrating together, that there have been such a diversity of winners tonight. And it reminds us all that this game's worth fighting for. And if I can just tell you, confidentially, because there's only enough of you in this room to keep it quiet, we have an audit date for our exports. But we're not happy with it. We want it a little bit earlier. So we haven't announced it yet. We're fighting for it to make it a bit earlier. We're fighting with government. We're fighting with a friend that Bill Lambert introduced me to about this time last year, a man called Lord Richard Risby, who came and spent a bit of time with us at Hartford, with Bill and with Mike Ellis, a former DA Member of Parliament. And he has helped us substantially with our international trade strategies. We've been helped significantly by our own government in getting to where we are. And there is no other industry in this game, as tough as things are for us here, that has a bullet to fire. And when our imports or exports open up and they're regulated like everybody else in the world, we have that bullet in our breech, and it will alter everything that we do. So hang in if you can. Make sure you're there when that bullet's fired, because it'll change everything. And thank you so much for honoring us again tonight. I can't remember how many years we've been here, but it's our 41st year in January that we've been in the industry in this province. I can't tell you, it's been the best ride of our lives. And when we rode in here this evening, I turned to my grandchildren and I said, look at that site. Look at the road between Summerhill on the left and the right on our way here. We live in the finest country in the world. And we live in the finest part of the finest country in the world. And we're so privileged to be among you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mick, and congratulations to you and your entire team. The last award of the evening, and that certainly doesn't mean it's the end of the celebrations and the parties, because I know that the breeders can party. There's been many, many farms here in KZN that I've been to, had the privilege of going to, and saying in the car on the way home the next day that I don't want to go back because the brandies are too strong, the beers are too potent, and I know the breeders can party. So we're going to certainly enjoy the evening. Is there a mouse under the table there, Tess? So we're going to have fun. But before we have fun, let's herald the Horse of the Year for 2019. And this award is sponsored by Gold Circle. Again, never mind if I sound like a stuck record, we say it on GTV as well. The sponsors are important and they deserve their time. But this award is sponsored. Thank you. Thank you, Mick. A round of applause for our sponsors. This award is sponsored by Gold Circle, and I'd like to call upon Ted Hughes and Babu Noonan to come up on stage so we can enjoy and celebrate the Horse of the Year. Let's give Babu and Ted a warm welcome. Without any further ado, are the gentlemen in place? Delia, you got the men all sorted? All sorted. The Horse of the Year for 2019 is none other than Kemper. Middlefield stud Robin Michelle Pickering. Jane Thomas is here with us tonight. She's doing duties. We're missing Robin for the Pickerings, Robert and Michelle. Yeah, Delia wants to know, have you got a trailer with you, Jane? Delia's asking if you've got a trailer to take all these wonderful awards home with you. Okay, we've got enough. There we go. So, Kemper Artist Horse of the Year for 2019. Oh, yes, that, yeah. Jane Thomas doing duty for the Horse of the Year on behalf of Middlefield Stud Kemper Artist. Jane, they're shouting for a speech. But you'd have to shout a bit louder than that. Who am I to argue? I can't. I can't argue with those gentlemen, so you'll have to say a few words. Without...
No, well, I can't do that.
Jane says no, she can't do a speech without swearing. It's impossible. Or you can't do a speech.
We'll leave that down, yes.
Move forward now. There we go.
Well, pick up. No, I think for somebody to breed a horse of the year is what we all aspire to. And I've never done it, but I would really aspire to do something like that. And I take my hat off to Robbie and Michelle, who unfortunately aren't here and probably aren't breeding as much as they should be anymore. But yeah, that proves we must all carry on forever breeding. And one day I'll be here really for myself and, you know, not for somebody else. So, yeah, but congratulations to them and congratulations to everybody else. Yes.
Well done, Jane. Well spoken, Jane. Lovely. That's another farm we went to do inspections or photographs. As Far End. It never ended. Never ended. Those tonics that Jane pours, oh, they're strong. They're very, very strong. Just going back to what Mick said. This game is worth fighting for. That's what I'm going to take home with me after tonight. You're quite right, Mick. The game is worth fighting for. That's quite right. And that's what I'm going to take home with me tonight. But it's the end of proceedings, as I said. It's the last award. Thank you to Delia for her help. And just a couple of other thank yous. And I know that Ted mentioned them as well, but I'm going to thank them again. Mainly to Paulo, Zane, and Denver, who are from the Gold Circle TV department. They work under the guidance of Sherwin, who's not here tonight. But to Paulo, Zane, and Denver from the GTV and the Gold Circle TV department. Stand up, guys, so they can see who you are. The wonderful team from Gold Circle. I have the privilege of working with them and the Teletrack team on a regular basis, and there's never a dull moment. Thank you to them. They were here early today, setting up and making sure everything was right. I did my rehearsal today. I'm surprised they didn't throw stones at me, because while we were doing the rehearsal, Do It Again was running, and all the group races were taking place. And I had on my cell phone, I had teletrack.com racing. And right here on this table, the teletrack.com, and we had to stop it every 20 minutes to get the bets on. And they really are a great bunch of people. And what goes on behind the scenes, Graham, you'll know, on TV and when you're doing live work. And they're the ones that keep nice and calm and really steer you in the right direction. So well done to you guys, all the work that's gone into this, all the photographing, all the video work, and for all the time that you've spent. Thank you very much. Lola Crawford and Lorraine. Lorraine's here, Lola's not, but Lola's two magnificent daughters certainly are. So please go home and thank your mom as well. And to Lola and Lorraine for the beautiful flowers. Let's give the good ladies a round of applause. Thank you, Lorraine. It was wonderful to be with you this morning and catch up and talk and look at these beautiful arrangements. Thank you very much. And of course to Lola, who's not here, but girls, please tell your mom we thank her and we appreciate the work that she does. Delia's been on stage. Yeah, give them another round of applause, the ladies, for the flowers. Why not? Delia, thanks very much. It's always fun having Delia on stage. You didn't take my wine, did you? You've left both behind, eh? So it looks like I'm the one that's got the problem. Okay. Thanks, Delia. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, desserts will be served, tea and coffee. But we don't want tea and coffee. We're going to have some wine and gins and enjoy the evening. The music will continue. Thank you to our DJ and all the sound works that he's done. It's really been wonderful. And thank you to the KZN breeders for giving me the opportunity to take you through tonight's function. Enjoy, sit back, relax, let the party begin. Thank you very much.